Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at this brand new Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Series Abstrakt figure. And I have no idea who this character is. I know nothing about Fortnite. I think I tried to play it one time and I was like completely confused, and it made me feel like a crazy old man because I was like, what are these kids doing these days kind of thing, you know? But I always keep an eye on this line because I feel like Jazwares is doing a really good job, and there's a lot of really cool character designs, and there's a lot of potential to use some of these figures in different kinds of setups for photography and things like that. Like, for example, I feel like this one would make a really good bystander, or maybe somebody for the Punisher to beat up, or just like a dude on the street or something. I think there's some potential here, and that's the reason why I picked him up. And just in case you don't know, this figure is actually an Amazon exclusive. I actually found it at a brick and mortar Amazon store here in the Bay Area. It's pretty cool. There's like a bunch of different random items from Amazon in this store, and you could actually go in there and buy things with your Amazon Prime membership. So it's kind of crazy, but I found this on the pegs. I had never seen it before. I posted about it on Instagram. Everybody told me it was an exclusive. I decided to pick it up. So here we are. But anyways, let's get into it, starting with the packaging. The figure looks really cool. You can see all the accessories. We have some artwork. On the side, we have some more artwork. On the back, we have some more artwork, and then we get a look at some of the other characters that came out in Series 2. And I believe that all these figures are out. I haven't seen Valkyrie in stores, but I have seen the Tomato guy. He looks all right. Jonesy looks okay. DJ Yonder looks pretty good. I'll probably never get any of those, but Leviathan, this weird like fish dude, I need to get him. I think he looks awesome. I've seen him a couple times in person, just haven't pulled the trigger yet. But yeah, that's a really cool, bizarre looking character, so I do plan on getting that. But anyways, enough of this cool looking collector friendly box. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at the figure. Okay, so here we have Abstrakt, and I think this is a really good looking figure. The sculpt looks very nice. It looks very clean, and there's not a lot of crazy realistic details, but that's perfectly okay because it's based on a video game and a lot of the details are kind of smoothed out, and it looks really nice. I do like the face sculpt a lot. I like it a lot better when it has the gas mask on right here, but we're going to go ahead and remove it just so you can see the face. And he does come with multiple faces, but we'll look at those in just a second. This thing is pretty easy to take off, so there you go. And, you know, nothing crazy special about the face. It's really smooth and cartoon looking. But, you know, it does the job. It looks good. He's got this hat that has 2 T's on it. Not sure what that stands for. But, you know, it looks like a sports team's, like, logo or something. Oh, look at that. Look on the bill of the hat. It has, like, stitching sculpting work there. That's really cool. Like a little pattern on the hat. That's dope. Then you've got the hoodie, and I wasn't able to take the hood off. It looks like it's connected in there somewhere. I wasn't able to remove it, but it's fine. You know, you could still change out his face and stuff. And then down in here, you have the belt strap thing going across his chest. Then you have his jacket that has some paint splashed on it. That's dope. Look at that. It's like a graffiti artist, obviously. On the back, we have some more paint. Got a little peg hole there for his backpack thing. We'll look at that in just a second. And the only thing I don't like about these figures is the articulated hands. They don't look very good, and they're not very useful. And I know that a bunch of people that used to work at Toy Biz work on these figures. So that's something that came over from the Toy Biz era, and that's probably the one thing that shouldn't have come over from the Toy Biz era. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these hands, but you know, it's all right. Then we have a design on the shirt here. Looks pretty cool. Let's see here. Got some more paint splashes on the legs, different colors. All over his shoes. Look at that. That's dope. I like that a lot. Looks like he's been doing his thing. Out bombing. Cool. Yeah, it's a really good looking figure. Really nice, clean sculpt. I like all the little details. You got some pockets here on the side on the jacket. On the little vest thing, that is. But yeah, a really nice looking figure. Very cool. And for the accessories, we'll go ahead and start off with the multiple different faces. First off, he just has like a plain looking face. I'm not sure how to describe it. He's just kind of chilling. And then next up, we have a more angry looking face. And then he has like a surprised looking face with his eyes wide open. And all 4 of these faces are able to have the gas mask placed on them. So there's a lot of different options that you have here. And then taking a closer look at the accessories, starting off with the handgun here. This is really cool. I like the silencer at the end. There's a lot of nice sculpted details on there. I'm not really sure if this is based on like an actual gun or if it's like a weird, you know, exaggerated reality Fortnite gun or what. But it does look cool, and he is able to hold it, but he does have his stupid articulated hands, and it makes it hard for him to hold on to any of his weapons. But I mean, you could definitely get it in there, and the gun itself does look cool, and there's a lot of nice details on it, so I do like it. And then next up we have his rifle, which again, I'm not sure if it's based on an actual rifle. I don't know too much about guns, but it does look really cool. I like the paint job on it. It doesn't look like cheap plastic or anything. It kind of has like a slight metallic look to it, so that's really nice. You got the handle there, you got this piece back here, the scope, the barrel with the holes at the end. Yeah, so this looks nice too, but again, he is able to hold it, but it's kind of awkward and unnatural looking because of the articulated hands. Next up, he has a balloon. We've got a yellow balloon with a nicely sculpted rope. He's able to hold this pretty good because his hand slides right into this and it stays on there pretty tight, so he can hold on to this thing without any problem. But yeah, this looks cool, you know. And then next up, we have his backpack. And the backpack looks nice too. There's a lot of good sculpted details on there, but I really don't like that the actual items on the backpack aren't really defined that well because they're just pretty much casted all in gray plastic without any paint details on there. I think a wash would have went a long way. He does have the paint like splatter and, you know, like all this stuff going on, the blues, the pinks, and the yellow, and I like that a lot, but the actual items are just kind of lost in all this. I wish they would have thrown a wash on here and all these things would have stood out. Then you have another respirator mask thing, or gas mask. I'm not sure what you'd call this thing. I think it's a respirator mask. My graffiti guys out there got to let me know what they call these things. I'm sure there's like a cool slang term for them. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, this looks, I mean, the backpack's cool. I just wish the details, I just wish there was a better like wash on here so all these things could stand out. And then the backpack piece here has like a open zipper thing. But yeah, it looks cool. And then next up we have this thing, and I forget what these things are called, like they're harvesters or some I don't know. I can't remember what they call their weapons like this in Fortnite. It looks like all the characters have a weapon shaped like this, and I just can't remember what they're called. But this one is really creative because it's like, you know, it doesn't feel like so made up, you know. I guess there's no real reason why a graffiti artist would have to tape a crowbar to his paint stick here. But you know, it like feels realistic, so that's cool. Looks really nice. Very well sculpted. And again, you know, let's see if we could probably get him to hold it without any huge hassle because they're just pretty much bars, you know. Yeah, I mean, like he could hold on to it, but yeah, I just really don't like those articulated hands. But at least he could hold on to all his weapons. That's a plus, definitely. So now for a couple of quick size comparisons. We have Abstrakt alongside the Mafex Miles Morales Spider-Man and the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection Lord Draken. And then next we have him alongside the Marvel Legends Bucky Cap and Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man. And then now we have him with a couple of other Fortnite figures, and this would be Rabbit Raider and Visitor. And I really like that Visitor figure. He has a science fiction, like an old school sci-fi movie vibe to him, and I really dig that. Next up, we have him alongside the DC Collectibles Michelangelo as Batman and the Black Series Boba Fett. And then here we have him with the Mattel Halo Master Chief figure and the Marvel Legends Scarlet Spider. And as I mentioned before, from what I've heard, a lot of people that work on these Jazwares Fortnite figures used to work for Toy Biz in the Marvel Legends era, and that's really no surprise when you look at the articulation setup here. There's a lot of similarities between those figures and these figures, so for the most part I think that's a good thing. A lot of good stuff carried over from that whole idea. Toy Biz was definitely like masters of articulation, so that's cool that they brought that over here. There are some things that I wish they would have left in the past, but for the most part I think they did a really good job bringing over those characteristics to these new figures. So anyways, let's get into it. So first off, his head does move side to side, but it's kind of hard because the hood and the hat and stuff like that, so you don't get too much movement. I mean, you could definitely move it within the hood there, so that's pretty cool. Let's see if we could get it to go, how far up it could go. That's about it right there. The hood is definitely hindering the articulation there. And then you could bring it down, but then it kind of just, the hood just stays in place kind of awkwardly. So the best thing is just kind of leave his head in there, move it around a little bit like that. So it's pretty decent, you know. It would have been cool if the hood was removable. And then he does have like a mid-torso ball joint situation. It doesn't get much crunch, but it gets a little bit, you know. I'm okay with the amount that it gets. Can't really go back too much because of the jacket, but you get some side to side, and then you get a swivel right there at the mid-torso, and then kind of a swivel at the waist. So you got some good movement there. That's cool. And then for the arms, we do have butterfly shoulders, but they're very tight, so you can't really get them to move too much. And also, there's just a lot of things going on here with the jacket and everything, so you're not going to get too much movement out of these things, but as you can see, there's definitely a butterfly joint in there. You have ball jointed shoulders, which, as I mentioned, are really tight, so we have to be careful here. Bringing them back down. There we go. They're really tight. Dang. but they do swing all the way around. Bring it back up one more time. Ooh. And then you have upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which are really nice. Look at that there. And then let's see what else we have. We have a swivel at the wrist and then a hinge at the wrist. And then these stupid articulated hands. I don't mean to be disrespectful or anything. You know, I know the intentions are good when they do this, but I just don't like them very much. I just wish he would have had regular hands, maybe interchangeable hands. I know that would have been hard because these figures aren't very expensive and they have a lot of accessories. So, you know, you can't have it all, but I would have preferred alternative hands, you know, swappable hands, you know, fists and trigger finger hands. They're kind of trying to knock it all out in one, and it doesn't really work out that well. Just not a big fan of these hands. Anyways, down into the legs here. His legs can come out to the side like that. They could come forward to about right there, but then they kind of get pushed out to the side, but still they do come all the way up. Then you have the upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee, which is awesome. And then for the lower leg, don't see any swivel or anything, but his foot does go up and down, which is awesome because he has a lot going on here with the shoe, but none of it really gets in the way, so that's dope. And then you have a swivel kind of like a ankle pivot. That's dope. And then we have articulated toes. Nice. So yeah, like I said, a lot of really good articulation on this guy. Not all of it works perfectly, but I think for the most part, it's really good. And I'm happy with the articulation setup on these figures, just in general. They do a really good job. Okay, so overall, I like this figure a lot. I think they did a really good job with it. The sculpt is very nice. I do like that cartoon, unrealistic type of quality that he has to him. I think it looks really nice. It looks like it jumped right out of the video game, and that's obviously what they were going for. But yeah, it looks really good, and I think fans of Fortnite are just gonna love these figures. I'm sure they already do. I even picked up a couple of the 3 3/4 inch ones, or I didn't, my daughter did, but I was messing around with them and they're actually really good too. I got to review one of those one of these days. But yeah, Jazwares is just killing it with the Fortnite stuff, and it's really cool. It's so awesome to see so many different 6-inch lines out there, you know, Marvel Legends, these guys, the Lightning Collection, Black Series, all that stuff that you could just find at Target or Walmart or whatever. That's so cool walking down the toy aisles and seeing all those type of things. But anyways, it's a really nice figure and I'm happy to have it. Even though I don't care about Fortnite, I could definitely find some use for a character like this, you know. I think a lot of like action figure photographers could make good use of this figure, just kind of have them in the background. And that's kind of the case with a lot of these Fortnite figures from Jazwares. I think a lot of them just feel like really good fodder army builder characters that you could have in the background for different reasons, you know. And that's the case with this guy, but it might be weird to have a bunch of this guy with the same clothes. So if you're gonna buy multiples, you might want to paint it up or something, but I think there's a lot of potential here. But anyways, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and wherever you happen to see this video, whether it's YouTube, Vimeo, or Instagram TV, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, share it, do all that good stuff. I really do appreciate it. And just so you guys know, I have a couple of Odious Heads left. I'm going to be selling those. So if you're interested, I have a link in the description below, or a link in my bio, or a link wherever I'm able to put links. So you'll be able to go over to that Big Cartel website and order a head sculpted by Casting Cave and painted by me. And we're also working on another one right now, and that's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. So right now is your chance to get the first edition Odious Head before the second one comes out. So really fun, exciting stuff. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope all you guys have a great weekend, and that's it. Peace.